like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out.
Welcome back to my channel. 2022 BMW M240i xDrive Coupe breaks through the M2 turf of the future. Faster acceleration and an updated chassis make BMW's new 2 Series Coupe serious performance. It's time to research our test data for the redesigned BMW M240i xDrive Coupe 2022. A friend called to tell us about a used car he recently bought, the 2019 BMW M2 competition. Which is a record-breaking coincidence, given that we just saw the surprising similarities between the performance results of this second-generation M240i and, you guessed it, the 2019 M2 competition model we tested a few years ago. For those unfamiliar, the rear-wheel drive-based 2 Series Coupe is not the same as the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe sedan, which is a very different front drive-based animal. The optional turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six in the latest iteration of the M240i now produces 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, which matches the output of the M340i, standard 255 HP 2.0-liter Turbo 4. The figure makes an increase of 47 horses and a pound-feet over last year's M240i. The ZF8 speed automatic transmission with torque converter remains standard, but the new car's gearbox gains shorter ratios for the first 3 gears, faster gearshifts reminiscent of a dual-clutch unit, plus launch control functionality. Hi. Faster and more efficient than ever, peace and refinement on the road, reasonable starting price. Meanwhile, the M2 competition with rear drive only puts out 405 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. With the standard 6-speed manual, it weighs 316 pounds lighter than the new M240i xDrive and maintains the 249-pound advantage when equipped with the optional 7-speed DCT automatic. However, both versions trail the new M240i to 60 miles per hour in almost half a second. At the end of the quarter mile, both M2s crossed the line 0.3 seconds behind the new M240i, which accelerated in 12.1 seconds at 114 miles per hour. The DCT-equipped M2 competition did outperform the new M240i xDrive in our 30 to 50 and 50 to 70 mph tests, but only by a margin of 0.1 and 0.2 seconds, respectively. Lower. No manual transmission option, limited steering feedback, even smaller rear seats. What's more, the chassis and rolling stock of the new M240i Coupe made its way into M2 territory. Not only are the 62.2-inch front and 62.8-inch rear track widths now more than 2 inches wider than the outgoing M240i, they're dead even with the M2 up front and the pallet 0.2 inches narrower at the rear. The optional 19-inch high-performance Michelin Pilot Sport 4S summer tires on our test car also have the same 245/35 R-19 front, while the rear tires are only slightly narrower on the 255/35 R-19. The M2's wheels are half an inch wider at the front and rear. Along with better front-to-rear weight distribution compared to the very heavy xDrive models, this means a bit of a roadblock advantage for the lighter M2. Our M240i recorded a commendable 0.94 grams grip on the skid pad, but we've clocked as high as 1.00 grams for the M2 competition. But this difference doesn't show much on the road, where the M240i xDrive corners with a balance and calm that makes it feel well worth it for traversing challenging roads, at least at speeds that won't knock you down right away. The main letdown is the feedback loop through the steering wheel. The grip of the wheel itself is excellent, turn-ins are sharp, and there's some increase in effort, but it's more in proportion to steering angle than actual cornering force at the contact patch. As before, the M240i Coupe is suspended from the front strut and has a 5-link setup at the rear. The front and rear ends are now 2.0 inches further than before swinging to a wheelbase that has been stretched to 107.9 inches. This helps complete the ride and improves straight-line stability, and the adaptive M suspension damper adjustment has been adjusted. There's now a significant difference between the Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus settings, and the softest of those modes makes the M240i easier to use and drive far less flimsy than the last M2 we've used.